we have some Power Ranger Jonathan Entwistle news, or kind of some more insight information on this. And I was very curious. I've not actually read his responses. This was just posted on Twitter. So I went and had a look, and we're going to react to them completely. React to them and see what it's like. So let's jump over and have a look. But this was the actual thread it was in. So this was the Karate Kid Ask Me Anything. And obviously there is Jonathan Entwistle. Now, I'm not going to go straight into looking at all of them because generally there is a lot of questions, but we can see the first one here. Hey Jonathan, regarding your attempted reboot of Power Rangers, what could it have been if it had been produced? Would it have been a new take on Mighty Morphin or something new? Additionally, did you intend to adapt unadapted Sentai series such as Zyuohger, Kiramager, King Oja, Boom Boonja, not Zenkaiger or Dumb Brothers, for Power Rangers when you took the helm of the new era of the franchise? From as early as 2018, I had created an entire new universe for Power Rangers, kind of a multiverse. It was very fashionable back then, haha. I wasn't doing MMPR specifically, but Tommy Oliver was the center of the world. All the mythology was surrounding him, being one of the most important people in the universe, because we all know what he would become. So it was basically a time-bending huge story about stopping Draken from taking power over everything. The TV series had a kind of cool King Arthur vibe. That was the angle. More mystical, magical to start off. Jenny Klein was writing that show, also came up with a very, very cool idea of sentient colors. But alas, it never went anywhere, which sucks. I would have loved to have made that universe a reality. So basically you can see the two questions there. Now, my thoughts on this. First of all, Mystic Knights of Tirnonog arise! It's back! Welcome back, Mystic Knights of Tirnonog. The rest of this, okay, like, I know everybody loves Tommy, but I think having a Tommy-based, like, everything around him, there are different ranges. Now, I know that Tommy is very important to a lot of people, but I think if you're making your entire series, you know, all around how it's all important on him, I feel like you're falling under every single fanboy and fangirl or fan person that has had that sort of thought where Tommy is a god or Tommy is the most important person, and it really takes away from what the brand, what the franchise is. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, hang on a minute, you know, he was part of the franchise, he was the most important person. I just don't want an entire series because I think that would also put a lot of people off. And the fact is that you're saying that he's stopping Draken. Now, you could have done this at the hype of when Shattered Grid was around. That would have been the best thing to kind of go around. I would have liked to have seen a Shattered Grid then, because obviously we had the trailer from Kyle and JDF. That would have been a cool thing. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Hasbro didn't know what to do because they didn't want him going around. So that was the main thing. You know, you missed an opportunity. But with the next Power Rangers coming along, don't make it about Tommy. Create something brand new. That's what people want, because you do put people off. Look at all the toys that came out of Mighty Morphin, mainly all around Tommy. People were bored of them. They wanted something brand new, and that was it. There was nothing. So you had a big chance to do something and you kind of like messed it up. And having Draken without JDF, there is no Tommy looking. You know, it would just feel weird if someone else took that role and it was meant to be against Draken. It's not what I would go for. I'm going to go look at Power Ranger, because obviously they got the next question. I thought there was kind of loads of them, but it says, how far along was your Power Ranger stuff before Hasbro pulled the plug? It seems like Percy Jackson guys are in talks for it now. What's one word of advice you'd give them? Jonathan responds, I was working on Power Rangers way back in 2018 when it was at Paramount. I was writing a movie version. Then Hasbro bought E1 and it was all shaken up again. The movie was shelved and then a TV series became the new focus. I started work on that, mapping out how that could work with multiple movies, shows and animations. We worked closely with Netflix on all of that, and then E1 was no more and the whole concept of the show and movies just got lost in that shuffle. It really sucks because it was such a cool approach, Star Wars level, but I think Hasbro couldn't get everyone behind the same approach. Oh my god, we could have had I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but having that entire universe. So obviously Jonathan has confirmed that there was going to be an animation version, like that would have been absolutely fantastic. So I would have absolutely loved this sort of thing. Again, it would have been cool to see multiple different things going around. The movies obviously linking in with the show linking in with movies, animation. This would have been really kind of cool to actually see. But it just shows how E1 is kind of like up and down, gone absolutely crazy and stuff like that. So to me, I'm a little bit kind of like disappointed. I would have loved to have seen everything. Like obviously starting off with a movie, which I don't think would have been the best way of doing it, and then obviously now going with a series, which I think is a much better focus on this. I generally would have loved to have seen all of this, and considering now we've got something different coming along, I would like to see the kind of the differences between them. But I do like the fact that Jonathan has come out and has talked about it. I know that we've just read what they were planning, but I would have loved to have seen a mystical element. Hell, that could have been linked to Mystic Force or whatnot, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of this, like maybe concept designs. Maybe that would be kind of cool. To see if they had any concepts of like how the Ranger suits were going to be, the worlds that they were going to build. I would absolutely love to see all of this. But yeah, I don't know, like Jonathan's project sounds like fantastic. I love the amount of detail that they want to put in, going to like a Star Wars type level. But when seeing like Hasbro just couldn't get everyone behind, I generally think they should have just gone, do you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just put this into production, keep it going, and then obviously if it failed, move over to the guys doing like Percy Jackson, or at least give them all the information across so that we could can see what's going on. But yeah, all of this is just kind of cool, and I really like the fact that Jonathan came out, talked about this. I would have loved to have seen more questions, and maybe we'll see something in the future. But right now, we've got a little bit more kind of insight. I absolutely like this. Welcome back, Mystic Knights of Tir Na Nog. But yeah, can you imagine that they linked it? They've gone back in time and then they make the Mystic Knights. That would have been really cool, or like the ancestors or the grandchildren. That they go back and see the grandchildren or something. That would be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments and let's discuss it. And while you're down there, why not hit the like button and subscribe, as I'm trying to reach 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So your help would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Damn, that was fast. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。